Are you compassionate? Do you have a heart of gold? How much quality care can you give to a child left in your care?
Ghana's most trusted caregiving service organization, Golden Care Agency, is offering a 3-month intensive certification training in geriatrics, i.e. elder care, child care management, special needs, and miscellaneous caregiving.
Upon completion of the training and acquisition of the certificate, Golden Care Agency will recruit you and you start working immediately.
Become a certified professional care service provider.
Build a career in this noble profession.
Visit goldencareagencygh.com to register for the training or call and WhatsApp on 059 193 1365. Find Golden Care Regency inside the Resolve Medical Services Building, 106 Mansansiape Street, Spintex Road, Accra. You're watching the Caregiver Series.
Hello viewers, welcome to yet another episode of the Caregiver Series. And as usual, we have our resource person in the person of Grace Nayo Ofori, a special needs professional and the CEO of I Thrive Support Services located in the state of Colorado, United States of America. Madam Grace, welcome once again.
Thank you very much, Princess.
It's nice to have you today, and you, by the way, you look beautiful.
Thank you. I tried.
Well, as you know, my name is Princess, and once again, I'm your host.
Are you compassionate? Do you have a heart of gold? How much quality care can you give to a child left in your care?
Ghana's most trusted caregiving service organization, Golden Care Agency, is offering a 3-month intensive certification training in geriatrics, i.e. elder care, child care management, special needs, and miscellaneous caregiving.
Upon completion of the training and acquisition of the certificate, Golden Care Agency will recruit you and you start working immediately.
Become a certified professional care service provider.
Build a career in this noble profession.
Visit goldencareagencygh.com to register for the training or call and WhatsApp on 059 193 1365. Find Golden Care Regency inside the Resolve Medical Services Building, 106 Mansansiape Street, Spintex Road, Accra. You're watching the Caregiver Series.
Caregiving can be overwhelming and exhausting sometimes, especially in the Ghanaian context when family members need to take care of the aged, persons with disabilities, as well as their little children. However, today, let's try to find out if anybody at all can offer care to those who need care. So, Auntie Grace, tell us, can anyone provide care to the needy?
Thank you for the question, Princess. Yes. Anyone who is in a position to offer care definitely needs an amount of training. And when I say training, it doesn't mean any extreme formal training. Now, let me go back to the traditional setup. Let's assume many years back when we were, inclined with the traditional, setting of training. When you go, you are told, Grandma, nopa odiwe, area odiwe, obefa nedrowe, enyumbre, obedidi answer about 6. Make sure say she eats before 6 o'clock. That's a form of training. That is a form of orientation. And that is a form of guiding to get the adequate information that you need to support grandma adequately. The same way with children. Rebecca Cho say, so make sure mama shower and depending on saying or or tete, and you realize, say, this is the reaction from this one, and until you are trained or until you're oriented in that direction, it will be, it may not be, you may not be able to capture the qualities for you to use a obetimedi abo abofrano. Now, when it comes to special needs, sebi omo from so many them no, because a binomo ye sebi adremo ya rentino, there are certain ways of behaving. Into yen training, if you're not giving the adequate training or orientation, it becomes a bit difficult for you to manage the person. Because if also and you haven't been trained, example maybe autism, somebody diagnosed with autism, you may not be able to tell why also you overload. And you have to find out what we call, say, triggers. Nyama abofrano ana onipano etete ana eyesa. Into no your training well, you will get to know what you do to counteract or what you have to do to avoid those triggers, because your goal is to deliver quality.
Oh, that's good. And so what my say, undeniably, caregiving, if it doesn't need something too extensive when it comes to techniques, you need a little bit of technicalities when it comes to handling the needy who needs care from caregivers. In Yama Ben, I say, Eba embra, ewoho, embra caregivers di eduma, ewoho say, yehu, ansana, obedani caregiver.
By law, just like I said earlier on, everybody has the right to human rights. Everybody has the right to being happy. Everybody has a right. These are basic human rights. Okay, the same way. Sabi fan say obi obroni friend mainstream kra enya malaria ana obi otumi dedim kra de fan say obi enya malaria krampoa. Medically no, once you are diagnosed they are given a particular medication. Ebi amani malaria drew fan such a certain way. E nipa no right to healthcare. That comes under human rights, because doctor, certified doctor, at this prescribes no, I will say odiso because any panel right. The same way all of us, whether a mami penny, sebi, and now say abroa, and now say once they are human beings first, which qualifies them to enjoy their human rights. And sana obeye ebia obi oyare, and obeye abroa, and they say and sana me nipa first and sana yebe frame maybe a grace our special needs nipa. So the fact that obia nipa first the human rights has to be there. So then again say nipa no obia wedi dem oye nipa and sana and the human rights say because they have been diagnosed it is their right to get the care that they require. Until at the end of the day, so you have to go according to the law. The law is what protects that person. To which I will say, we are caregiver there, and you know it was a udinia manaso. Ne driane, ne namu, sabi, send ya reanetino, send you be chim, one case biana, or tate or hard you was one chance to be done. And you're right. Sana ya reanetia, it was so make sure say. So also bibisa or titia now or pacey or kobaka. You want to find out what that is why you need the training to be able to tell the symptoms or the triggers, and then you'll be able to support them better.
Okay, let's take it this way. Yen should be to say, ban to say a doctor for. Ye ejuma wo embrace muniade. E ban say, ye ka say there's something called the law of confidentiality.
Right.
Homa. Obia or de obey juma. Say obia was doctor ni and I say wow we juma won brenim so bibia, because especially counselors. Let's take them for instance. So being a caregiver, is there a law to observe this law of confidentiality?
Good. This is very, very important, and thank you for that. For the benefits of this discussion, ebini safety, confidentiality, and a religion. So oye caregiver na wako ubi fie na oko offer service amanipana. When it comes to confidentiality, ejuma bia will be a friend. You sign oath of secrecy. Entino the obe hu wo no enkwa abonten. Ebia na wasan no refi kra. So na every client and every human being, especially in health records there's something we call the right to health confidentiality when health. Nipa wode ne ba ya or sign so no one sign say or require for the caregiver support with the organization and I say wona ohwe na, you have to make sure that whatever information you find doesn't go out. It is the person's right to their confidentiality. it is around the care team, the doctor and the nurse, maybe and the family representative. And in the next door neighbor may not come to ask say, Mrs. Manson, call hospital no, or my test no, and then you can't. You have to make sure that confidentiality is maintained. If you want to be, you want to deliver quality. Secondly, a tomorrow people say will be health information, but it is not needed. This will a friend safety. It is a human right to benefit from your safety. Ebiana, when Mrs. Mansa mami penny okra walk and there's water on the floor, and you know very well say a tile or mobility problem, the safety and the right to safety, you have to make sure that the environment is safe for them. And I say, be an rag, be a that one, you know, an only page walker, you have to ensure that there is no hazard around. And religion, especially religion, a Ghana has a sensitive issue. Your religion be no more, omundinia may be no more. And a religion be almost the form. I mean, yeah, example. If you are sebi, or be a cremoni. Yen na yenim say it chromophonie be no mun deep preco. Inteno wako caregiver, wako client be fear who is supposed to, this caregiver is supposed to offer help there, offer support, and they go, and one of the requirements is that you are supposed to prepare this meal, which requires that pork meat is one of the friends saying ingredients to the meal. If for some reason you, the caregiver, because your religion doesn't permit you to touch it, because you cannot do that, meaning you're not going to be able to offer that support you're supposed to offer. So from the onset, you should know that it's a wrong place for you to work. We call it a misfit. You cannot take up that job because you cannot deliver efficiency. You cannot take bits and pieces and leave them out. So at the end of the day, religion is a sensitive thing. The particular place that you're offering, okay, once you sign on to be there, it's a must. You have to deliver. It's in Yama mean saying is a client's right to get what they need, as long as it is accepted by law. So, in summary, this is what I'll say. But we have a whole lot of human rights that we can touch on. That's the client's rights.
Are you compassionate? Do you have a heart of gold? How much quality care can you give to a child left in your care?
Ghana's most trusted caregiving service organization, Golden Care Agency, is offering a 3-month intensive certification training in geriatrics, i.e. elder care, child care management, special needs, and miscellaneous caregiving.
Upon completion of the training and acquisition of the certificate, Golden Care Agency will recruit you and you start working immediately.
Become a certified professional care service provider.
Build a career in this noble profession.
Visit goldencareagencygh.com to register for the training or call and WhatsApp on 059 193 1365. Find Golden Care Regency inside the Resolve Medical Services Building, 106 Mansansiape Street, Spintex Road, Accra. You're watching the Caregiver Series.
So from all you've said concerning religion, confidentiality, and the safety of a client, it's indisputable that one who is offering or rendering caregiving as a service needs some level of knowledge. So at this point, can we say that a caregiver needs educational credentials in rendering care to somebody who needs care or somebody who is in need of care?
Yeah, thank you for that. Basically, you need a certain amount of training or skill. As it is, like I said earlier, traditionally, we were trained unconsciously in certain things. We have gotten to a stage in life that dynamics have also exposed us to certain things that we didn't used to do. And by so doing, by skewing towards the dynamics of caregiving, and accepting the training that comes with it, it allows it to deliver efficiency. Typically, let me take medication for instance. The traditional way of we administer medication is, example, the doctor prescribes something and you take the bottle, take 2 times, 3 times daily by mouth. All we get is information. The nurse says, oh, well, see, and now let me give you this scenario. You have a couple in the house. You have Mrs. Mensah, you have Mr. Mensah, okay? They both be diagnosed, they both be administered certain medications. Visually, we know that this bottle belongs to Mrs. Mensah and this bottle. But it's not the right way to go about it, because you can easily make an error and switch, okay? So when we say medication administration, or when we say MAR, what you mean is that there are certain things that you have to be critical about, and I'm just going to zero on just 3 things. When you take medication, for instance, you have to look at the bottle. The bottle will tell you whose name is on it. If it is Grace Nayo, it is Grace Nayo, and it is not Christopher Nayo. Okay? So that is one check. The next check, you want to look at the dosage. Grace Nayo and Christopher Nayo, myself and my brother may be taking the same medication, but I may be taking 10 milligrams, my brother may be taking 20 milligrams. And unless you do the checks, you will not know which one belongs to me or which one belongs to my brother. And you might make an error by administering the wrong thing. And the third check is the route. When we say the route, we have topical medication that we apply on the skin. We have something by mouth, you have to go through the mouth. We even have some that's for the eye, the ear. So the route tells you how you have to administer it. So these 3 things, if you get the training, it tells you exactly what the 3 checks are. And this is just one of, to enable you to be a trained caregiver and to ensure that you're not making errors. So you can imagine you administer the wrong dosage or the wrong medication or the wrong route. Tell me what may happen. So yes, you need the skills, you need to be trained, and you need to be trained really well to ensure that you are delivering quality service.
So there's certification to caregiving?
Back in the United States, yes, a lot of things that goes into it. Training upon training that goes into it, recertification, and that's what we are trying to push through to ensure that we get accreditation to allow us to run the models here. So it's something we are working about, and fingers crossed we're going to get there, because it is a need in our society.
Great. So before we wrap up for this episode, let's know, as a caregiver, what are some of the personal attributes to possess,
Interesting.
Yeah.
Personal attributes. Tell me. Everything that anybody who is ready to offer care has to do is a personal attribute. Obviously, you have to be kind, because offering care and offering it really well require that you are ready to offer the care. It's a skill that if you're not a kind person, it's going to be very difficult for you, because people who need care. If they didn't need care, they wouldn't put caregivers out there to support them. If you don't need care, absolutely you don't need a caregiver. And you need care because you are incapable of doing certain things for yourself. Children cannot do certain things for themselves. Babies cannot change their own underwear when they get wet. That is why they need caregivers to help them. And their caregivers are either their legal guardians or their parents or a contracted caregiver. People within the special needs sector need care. They need care from people who understand them, why they are behaving in certain ways. They need care, like somebody with Down syndrome, to understand that they are, they are in their own category, and there are certain things we have to do to make sure that they are also accepted in society and they are benefiting from what society has for them. The same with the elderly. The elderly are frail. When people are nearing the end of their life, there are certain things that that comes, it comes with age. And strength is one of them. They tend to get weaker. So if you don't have somebody who is kind, who is compassionate, who is ready to communicate eligibly with them, to understand them, and somebody who is ready to, offer their all to make sure that they are okay, then I'm sorry, you might end up doing the wrong thing, and that may get you into trouble. So yes, There are a lot of personal attributes, and these are just a few of them.
Thank you. It's always impactful to have you on the show.
Thank you,
once
Princess.
again, we have been educated about caregiving by Madam Grace. Thank you very much for coming once again. So, before we wrap up, let's talk a little bit about our next episode. That will be on regulations and laws. And we will all say that this is a very technical aspect when it comes to caregiving. So, to our viewers, we want to entreat you to join us on our next episode concerning the laws and regulations governing caregiving. Don't miss out. See you there. Bye.
Are you compassionate? Do you have a heart of gold? How much quality care can you give to a child left in your care?
Ghana's most trusted caregiving service organization, Golden Care Agency, is offering a 3-month intensive certification training in geriatrics, i.e. elder care, child care management, special needs, and miscellaneous caregiving.
Upon completion of the training and acquisition of the certificate, Golden Care Agency will recruit you and you start working immediately.
Become a certified professional care service provider.
Build a career in this noble profession.
Visit goldencareagencygh.com to register for the training or call and WhatsApp on 059 193 1365. Find Golden Care Regency inside the Resolve Medical Services Building, 106 Mansansiape Street, Spintex Road, Accra.